Is this thing on? I think I think StreamYard has a new freaking way of doing things this time around. Let's see here. They
Says
always
you went
change.
live.
I know, but I'm trying to look for our icons. They ain't showing our icons no more. I don't know what's going on. There they are. There they are. All right, let's go. Um, so lots of things that happened this week. Lots of things. The whole Alec Baldwin thing is getting more goofier and goofier each
Tragedy.
minute. Tragedy and a bunch of freaking tomfoolery. Uh, Eternals. What
I
did I
heard that was a
tell?
flop.
I keep tell people Eternals was not the movie that they should be trying to bank all their money on, especially when you try to go with that stupid ass agenda. And here they are, trying to figure out why nobody's gonna like it. And then Michael Myers is a ist, of course, but we're gonna get into Michael Myers being the ist a little bit later. Uh, it's horror spectacular week 4, the final week in October, and we gonna have to bring it this week. No people or not, but I myself is Franchise 63 with my special guest.
Gaming with Kyrie's. Hello, guys. Glad to be
And
back once again.
yes, this month it seemed like it was long, but it
It
went over
did.
quick.
You know what? It was weird. It did feel like it was a long month, but then here we are, 10/28. But I would say the year went by pretty quick. Like we're about to be in 2022.
And people are still idiots.
That's never gonna change, sir.
You'll think by now, in the course of human events, people will start getting smarter. Where some people are, but some people are getting dumber.
Well, yeah, it's like the what was that movie, man? Was it Idiocracy or something like that? I don't know. But basically, as time went on, people got less intelligent, and that's gonna happen. I think that's like definitely the trajectory, but who knows? We'll see. We'll take it day by day, I guess.
I think with all this technology, people will get smarter. But anyways, uh, so like I said, it's week 4 of Horror Spectacular Month. Uh, what we got planned tonight is quite interesting. Another update to Creep Show. A movie I have not seen. I've waited 3 years to see it. And people during those 3 years talking about you should have saw this movie. You should have seen this movie. It's scary. It's good. And then finally, my buddy over here, my co-host over here, said I should watch it. So we're gonna talk about this said film later on, and then we're gonna talk about Michael Myers because everybody's been talking about Michael Myers pretty much this week. And I kind of put it out there earlier this week on Facebook because I thought it was once again going back to people being stupid, quite stupid. But we're gonna get into that later, and then also we're gonna discuss what is the best horror film of all time. But before we get on to that, like, subscribe, share, like the stream, people. Like the damn stream for anybody who's gonna watch this on a playback, because I know people will, and they've been doing it a lot lately. I still don't understand the whole view thing for live streams on YouTube, but whatever. All right, let's get in.
All
So,
right.
hey, Packers are freaking advancing. I thought they'll. Oh, damn. All right, enough about the Packers. We ain't talking about the Packers. So, Creep Show, Season 3, Episode 5. This one was a little bit better than the previous week. I actually enjoyed it, especially this part 2 to this episode. And actually, I forgot what part 1 was actually about. But let me show it on here right quick. Oh, let me look for this picture. Show it on the background.
I still gotta watch this. I should have signed up for Shutter because I just got like a YouTube TV subscription, and that was like one of the options. I need to sign up for that so I can catch up on this show.
Well, if you got Prime, I think it's included in Prime because for a minute I was not paying on it because I had to change my card,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden you can watch it via Prime. So I ain't end up paying for it anyway. But uh, yeah, you should get Shudder. Not that bad. Get to watch a couple of the Halloween movies on there. But today, Creep Show episode 3, season 5 was a little bit different. The second one was animated with Mark Hamill in it as a voice. If anybody know who Mark Hamill is, Luke Skywalker, Joker, that guy. So let me try to remember what the freak was the first episode. I remember the second episode, but the second episode is the title card in the background actually, and it's dealing with this small town. I forgot what city it was in, not what state it's in, but it's called Oakwood, and they find like a kind of they find a time capsule, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's amazed at what is in it, what's it about, and everything. And it's this female. Let me see what she's supposed to be some type of reporter, I think. Let's see here. Look at here. Let's see here. See, I don't remember the first episode. I'm reading the first episode right now. I don't remember the first episode. That is weird to me.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, that is weird. Wow. Oh, I remember the first episode now. Because I thought it was goofy. The dude was stupid. All right. We're going to start with the first episode now. So the first segment in this episode 5, I got a reminder. It deals with this young guy. And he's like a lawyer. So, yeah, he wants to be a lawyer. He's one of the people that wants... He's the one that go get it. One of them type, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess he has like a strange armor from his grandfather or something like that. He got from, I guess it's from Germany or something like that. And you remember that big old armor we used to have at the old house?
Possibly.
That look like a Dracula's casket?
Yes.
It's something like that. But you can fit a whole person in there. So this guy, his name is Matt. And this guy is so like, get it. He wants to be a lawyer, but he's motivated.
Mm-hmm.
Very motivated. I had to read back on it because I had to refresh my memory. So he's attending law school with his I think it's like his roommate and best friend like that, which happens to be, this guy don't, his best friend does not look like a lawyer. He looks like he should be an R&B artist. This fool is so smooth looking, it's not even funny. But
there's some goofy looking R&B artists out there too.
He looking like he should be Trey Songz's cousin or something like that. Or younger
Trey
brother.
Law firm gonna be called Trey Wrongs.
Yeah, Trey Wrongs.
If somebody did you wrong, come on down to the.
Yeah, he gonna be saying about whatever. But anyway, so the guy's mainly motivated because so he can be a great lawyer. Because his dad was like a great lawyer, but he ended up passing away in a car crash.
Oh wow!
And his mom just has passed away, so he has his armor, and something like that. So that's his roommate, not his best friend. His roommate named Saul invites two girls in, which Tim actually, the son. Matt was the dad who got the armor, who passed it down to Tim. So, he gets the girl and all that stuff, and he almost oversleeps in the morning of his bar exam, because that's what he has to pass next. Mm-hmm. So he steps into the armor, and I guess he's doing it just to study or something like that, but the armor has magical powers that like accelerates time or something like that. So over the next several years, he becomes the best lawyer possible, and he has his name on the firm and everything. Almost, he gets married, has the kid, and all that stuff. But there's an issue with this whole thing. Every time he uses his armor on this cabinet, he gets a little bit older and a little bit weaker.
Ooh, that's an interesting plot twist.
And he ends up having a mild stroke.
Wow.
And he's only in his mid-30s.
Okay, yeah. That was going to be my next question: is how old was he at that point? That's
Only mid
crazy. That is
30s.
so it's deteriorating his health pretty considerably fast.
So I guess there's a shortcoming he has that makes him even more motivated too. Cause he doesn't, basically he has no time for his family. Or his son is asking why he's not hanging out with him, all that stuff. Of course, the Packers let the Cardinals score. So, um, I think he was trying to get his name like on the partner thing. You know how these law firms do,
Right.
and I don't think he gets it. So he works continually harder and harder and harder, and so eventually he puts himself in that cabinet again, which ages him badly, and now he's locked in there.
Oh,
So
so
now that yeah,
he's stuck.
he's stuck, and he basically becomes Raider of the Lost Ark. Turns to dust at the end.
See, that's like an interesting plot twist because like it speaks to a lot of dynamics. Like you, obviously people don't have like magic cabinets that they walk into, but it speaks to the dynamic of what people are willing to go through for success and the detriment that it has on their body ultimately.
Yep. But what makes this even dumber? His son gets into it because his son is trying to look for him, and he's trying to look for the key because the key is outside actually the cabinet. So his son goes in there, and the son gets locked in there, and that's how the episode ends.
So his son turns into dust too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that song from a couple years ago from Infinity War. Now they're dust.
Yep. Peter said he wasn't feeling good.
good.
Now
Trey said he
dust.
wasn't feeling good.
All right, we can't play that. Maybe we can. I don't know.
Well, that was made by a YouTuber, so I don't think that's copywritten. Well, yeah, I don't think that's copywritten, those lyrics.
I don't know. I ain't trying to test the waters either.
Copyrighted, shall I say.
So the second part of this whole episode, which is on the background once again, is dealing with. It's an animated one because Creepshow likes to go animated sometimes. Mm-hmm. So it's dealing with a town in Maine with this one chick. What's her name? I can't even think of her name. But whatever it is, this one chick. They're trying to find the mystery out of how the town's population mysteriously disappeared in 1821. They find this time capsule, which they think is a time capsule, and everybody's going all crazy for it. And then this girl and her, I don't know, boyfriend or whatever he is to her, they continue to keep discovering what the heck is behind this home time capsule. And it has the year on the time capsule 1821 on it. Mm-hmm. So Mark Hamill's in this episode. He's like the mayor of the city. He plans on opening that capsule with all the townspeople during the festival to be held on the 200th anniversary of the day of the population disappeared. That should be a good idea. Yeah, that should be right there to say, no, stop.
Like,
stop.
How many good things actually came out of 1821? I don't think we should open this time capsule.
How many good things came out of the ground? Not many.
Besides treasure and fossils.
I can think of a movie when they weren't supposed to open up a freaking tomb. I love that movie. The Mummy.
Yeah, very good movie. Classic.
We're going to talk about that later, though. So, anyways, going back to the story. So, the daughter of the mayor is trying to stop this thing from being open, and guess what? They open it, and guess what comes out of it? Take one guess.
Zombie apocalypse, mummies, disease.
Demons, all kinds of demons, which you actually can see back here, and they start ripping up the town, city, and everything. And I think the reason why that happened because the town was cursed, I think, for doing something wrong. So that's why that whole thing has been buried down there.
They
And
need
that's
to
why.
do they should do a prelude episode to show what was it that they did and how did they
Actually,
disappear.
Packers, man, sometimes make me angry. They end
Go
up showing
Eagles.
some of that.
Oh, they did. Okay, so they just had like little flashbacks in the episodes,
Yeah.
kind of catch you up with the story.
Trying to put it piece by piece. So all these demons come out of the ground, start tearing up everybody, tearing up this girl's boyfriend, tearing up the camera woman, they kill Mark Hamill's character, just tear up the whole entire town. So the girl tries to escape with this cop. The cop gets torn up apart. It's very bloody, but very cool. But a demon flies on top of the cop car and makes the car crash into a tree. And the girl gets out of the car thinking she's toast, but she realizes the demons do not cross a certain thing. They do not cross the city's boundary line. And so then these demons end up going back to their chest, to their master, which is, you know what, the devil down there. And that's how the episode ends. I like that one, though. It's a little
See,
bit better.
and that's like one of those things where you think about if you put yourself in that situation, what would you do? And I can already tell you, when Mark Hamill's character had the idea to do that, I would have already been outside of county lines, city lines. I'm like, I'm not gonna be here when y'all do this. Like, I'm gone. So
They needed a black person in that episode to tell them not to do that. That's the problem. And they needed to show a black person leaving town right before that happened and say, I warned y'all, Negroes. I'm out of here. And definitely, the police was not going to help. There was no way these people.
Police! Police! Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Help! Police!
do we know if that guy ever got help?
I don't think he ever got help. This case, for this episode, the police weren't going to help you.
Right. There's nothing you could do. Like, you just gotta pray. Gotta get your couple crucifixes on you and move along. But get outside the city lines. I would have had an Airbnb the next day somewhere else.
You better call Van Helsing, somebody. Doctor Strange, somebody to come help you.
Man, I haven't heard that name in so long. Van Helsing.
I was watching that the other day, actually.
I remember the days of us playing Van Helsing on Xbox and then watching those movies when we were kids. Fun times.
Still haven't beat that game yet.
Man, I remember you had me like beat that boss for you. It was like somebody that you couldn't beat, but yeah, it's been a while. I'm not sure. It was like some werewolf or something like that.
Because I'm
But
trying to think of.
he was tagging you.
There was only a couple bosses in that game. It was like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
It was a werewolf.
Maybe it could have been the Wolf Man.
Yeah, it was a wolf.
Damn, that was kind of early. Then it was Frankenstein. Well, I got past that. Because when I had an Xbox 360, you can still play Xbox games on there. And I eventually got a little bit long. I think I was about to go against somebody. But there's only a couple people you can go against, like Wolfman, Frankenstein, and then eventually Dracula. Those are the only monsters in it.
I might have to do a playthrough of that on my gaming channel. It's been a while.
If you can find it on a computer somewhere, that would be neat.
Oh, I'm definitely sure I can find it.
I still got it, but I don't think I still. Man, fuck, I still got a working Xbox freaking one. And the first Xbox, not a one. Of course, I got a one, but the first Xbox, the first one ever. I just gotta find it within here, these walls somewhere. But yeah, I never could beat that game. That was one of the games I never could beat. That and Batman Begins for Xbox.
I don't think I beat Batman Begins. I couldn't beat Arkham Knight either, just because like I got tired of the whole. There's a couple missions I just like, I don't feel like doing this.
You couldn't beat Arkham Knight?
Yeah, I didn't really like the Batmobile mechanics.
Shoot. You know what? The thing about that game, it was too much in the Batmobile. Like, you loved to be in the Batmobile, but it was way too much.
Way too much. Yeah, it's like we're playing a Batman game. I want to play as Batman. And they gave us a lot of that in the previous Batman game, which was phenomenal. But yeah.
The only thing I didn't like was trying to fight, well, I'm not going to spoil it, but the Arkham Knight in the sewers with that big-ass tank he had.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Tell me why that took a week to do.
Yeah, I didn't get to that part, but I can only imagine because there were some parts in that game I was just like, really?
I think out of all of them, because it's four of them, right? Yeah, it's four of them. All four of them. Maybe the first one, because Arkham Asylum I only played once, and I was like, I don't like Arkham Asylum like that. But I beat Arkham City and Arkham Origins multiple times, even though I hated the Bane fight from Arkham Origins. But I continued. You liked it?
Yeah.
I liked it too. I liked the music and everything that was playing through. But I just said the first time I was playing it, that was the most hated freaking boss on there. Deathstroke. In the beginning was the worst. Because you had to counter all his hits before he could. You had to basically predict where he was going to hit at. And I hated that. But other than that, it was good. But that's pretty much Creepshow episode 5 right there. It's been better, I think. Well, I probably. Oh, damn. My bad. I should have watched episode 6 today before I started this.
Oh, they came out with episode 6?
Yeah, they come up with episodes every Thursday. I think this might be the last episode. I don't know. I'm not for sure. Let's see. I don't know. It was 6 episodes of first season, so I'm guessing it might be 6 episodes this season. Yeah, this was the last this was the last episode that came out today. Hopefully it's good. But enough about Creepshow. Damn. Come on, Packers score. But enough about Creepshow. I need to turn that down. Get too invested in that game. Here's, like I said before, a movie that I did not see until a couple days ago.
Unpack your thoughts, because I definitely want to hear everything that you thought about this movie.
Now, let me put it up on the background right quick. Let me wait for it. Let me wait for it right quick. I know people want to know what I'm talking about. Well, I can find it on here. Who was beating on the door out there? Let's see here.
I feel like I'm getting ready to buy something unnecessary because I seen something really cool on a commercial that I want.
You know what I tried doing earlier today?
What's that?
There's some Jordan 1s.
Coming out?
Low top.
Yeah.
Green and black. Tried buying them. What happened to the picture I had it?
I gave up on those.
That's not the picture I wanted though. Yeah, I tried to buy it. They want $100. They want $100. I said, fine, I'll buy them. $100, whatever. That's not one I want. That's the wrong one. Dang it. Hold on right quick. Let me find this right quick. Keep the people going while I look for this picture.
No worries. So going into our next segment, we're talking about Hereditary, right?
I didn't want you to say it yet. But yes, we're talking about Hereditary. I can't find a background for I had for it. Anyways, I'll use this horror background in the background. Who is beating on the door like that? Let's see something right quick. Nothing. I don't know who's beating on my door like that. Or beating on the door. But yeah, yes, we're going to talk about Hereditary. It took 3 years for me to see this movie. 3 years. And I was impressed with it. I was very impressed with it. It was a smart horror film. It was a psychological horror film. They had me guessing the whole entire time. What the hell is going on? These people are crazy. Why is the sun? Matter of fact, not even the sun. Why the sun just go to bed like that?
That is literally the epitome of my name is Saul and that's between y'all. My name Bennett and I ain't in it. This man literally went to bed. But I guess it's because it's first off, let's like break it down. I'm I'm blaming the mother in this situation. It would have never happened if she did not force the child to go. She didn't want to go, and it wasn't a party she should have been at anyway.
Yeah, really. I was like, why? Why are you trying to say no? He should never say it was a school party.
Yeah, he was like, it's a school barbecue thing. It's like one of those white lies, like, yeah, there was barbecue there, which they showed, but there was also alcohol and a plethora of other substances.
Like weed and cocaine.
I wasn't
Like
gonna say
cocaine.
it, but yeah. But yeah, no, he just that was a tough scene. Seeing that. I was like, I just see what I think I just saw.
I don't know. That girl was quite annoying though.
His little sister,
Yeah.
what did you find annoying about her?
Just that sound she was making. Like, stop. Hated that.
Hey, imagine hearing that now, like after you've seen that movie, like you just in the shower chilling and I'm jumping off of the balcony.
But what really got me though was the beginning part. After they go to the funeral and everything, and she's in that rubber her room she's working in, and then she looks behind. You see her mom standing in the corner. You see her mom just standing in the corner, smiling, looking back at her. I'm like, what the hell, son? Remember that scene?
I think I missed that.
Oh, that scene is creepy as hell. I'm like, why? What's going on in this movie? Is this movie about ghosts? What is going on? That was creepy.
Yeah, the whole movie. I mean, Ari Aster did like an amazing job directing this movie. He just gave it like that creepy feel, and what I really liked is like they had you guessing. It wasn't predictable. It wasn't your typical horror movie. You didn't know what direction it was going in, and it left you with a lot of questions. So you actually had to really think and unpack what was going on. I think like one of the most critical scenes for me is after she went to her, she had that meeting, the grief counseling meeting, and she was talking about all the terrible things that she had gone through. She gets back that night. She tells her daughter, hey, you're going with your brother to this party. You need to get out the house. And, the scene happens where they're driving. The girl's decapitated because she's trying to get air. I believe she had like a peanut allergy or something like that from the cake she ate. I'm assuming because they never really, they never really went into details about it. But I'm assuming it's a peanut allergy because you get that type of reaction with that. And the guy, the kid, he's sitting in the car. He pauses in the middle of the street for a second, and not only like everybody's holding their breath. It's like he's holding his breath. The audience is holding their breath. And we're trying to unpack like what just happened, right? He gets home and, the mom finds the daughter, and then you see her grieving that night with her husband on the floor. One, the acting in that scene was amazing. But two, you couldn't help but feel bad for the mom because she's talking about we just got done hearing like how messed up her life was, how many people she lost, and then she loses her daughter, and that she was like thinking this is my fault, like I made her go to this party. Like those cries made me like her crying, her sobbing made me very uncomfortable and uneasy. It was just it was like a deep scene, like dramatic, like it just it had a lot to it.
Oh yeah, I think when it comes to, I don't know, A24 is independent. Is it kind of independent or lower, not lower tier, but a little bit lesser than like let's say like a something like a Universal, Warner Bros. Or something like that. So
Yeah, but they're like on a rise. Like I see they've got a lot of good movies.
I think when you have lesser cast, lesser known cast, a lesser budget, you tend to make better horror films because you rely more on the writing skills of said writer and directing skills of the director more than shock value. Because this movie didn't really have jump scares, which I think a lot of horror films today do. This is why I don't think nothing from The Conjuring is very that scary to me, because you just see it coming sometimes. But this movie wasn't all about just demonic forces and all types of other stuff and just stuff jumping at you.
Right.
This movie, it was very much of a slow burn that you had to actually wait to get to the end. It wasn't trying to hurry up and get through the movie or just show somebody turn around the corner, you see some and it wasn't like that at all.
Right.
It was a little bit deeper than that.
Yeah. So A24 has, I'm looking it up here, they've made some pretty good movies. They got Uncut Gems. I know that's one that people are pretty fond of. The Last Black Man in San Francisco, Midsummer, another Ari Aster film. Let's see here, Skin, Low Tide, Native Son. They got a couple good movies here, so they're definitely up and coming. And they got a lot of good stuff coming out in 2021, it looks like.
Skin. Was Skin the one with Scarlett Johansson?
Let's see. Let me trusty dusty Microsoft Bing here.
I can get there before you can.
You probably will, because I typed in skin and like actual definition of skin came up. Like, why am I looking at a follicle right now?
Skin. Let's see here. Look here.
So the film stars Jamie Bell, Danielle McDonald, Daniel Henshaw, Bill Camp, Zoe Colletti, and Kylie Rogers, and a couple other people. But no, so I've seen Skin. Skin is a really good movie. This is about it's like a guy. He's in he's a part of a white supremacist thing, but he's trying to get away from that life. But the way they did it was amazing. I think you guys can actually see this on Amazon Prime if you want to. That's where I saw it was. Skin was a great movie though. I think I gave that like 4 out of 5 stars.
That was an A24 movie, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why isn't that under their filmography? Oh, this is TV. That's why. Never mind. Duh.
But yeah, the main character, Jamie Bell, the guy that played Jamie Bell, he did a great job with that movie.
Why is it still not on here then? I'm still looking at their filmography on here. It's still not on here.
If you go to all films, it should be there. It's like the
here it is.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a movie that came out in 2020. I think it was 2019.
Yeah, it came out in 2019.
Let's see here. I see here. It has. I think I might have heard of this movie. It has Luke Cage in it.
Yeah, I do remember him being in there. He's in that movie. I like how like when actors play a certain role and they do well at their roles, we just call them that character. People never call them by their name.
I always do that. Yeah, Luke Cage in that movie.
Oh, you talking about Thanos?
Oh, Batman's in that movie? Which Batman? Bale.
I need to watch.
What do you say?
I need to watch that Batman trailer again. I'm addicted.
DC is freaking killing themselves each entire day, each week. I don't know why. Just for some agenda. But anyway, we ain't gonna talk about DC right now. We ain't gonna talk about that. But back to this movie. The ending though. The ending had me doing a couple of different things. The ending had me doing this for a minute.
Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no 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 way, boy.
Had me doing that. He literally had me doing that for a minute.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on with the ending, man. Like, you just go into a treehouse full of a bunch of buck naked people. You know they funky. Don't look like they took damn shower, feet dirty, and you got this skeleton here and like this whole thing. And I'm just like, yo, what is this? But that's why the next movie you have to watch is Midsummer, because I think they both play into each other because I don't know. So maybe you can unpack Midsummer and figure out what that ending was about. But I've actually never watched Hereditary explained clips or anything like that. And I need to because that ending was a lot.
Well, I guess it's supposed to be some pagan demon or something.
Yeah, I don't even remember his name. What was his name? What were they? Payman.
Something like that. And he's supposed to be
Yeah.
like the vessel for it. It's
Yep.
just very weird. But that whole time, like the house scene in the attic had me also going like that, like the dead body, her mom's dead body.
Ooh.
That had
yeah.
me going like this.
Police! Police! Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Help!
Like the whole entire movie had me doing that the whole entire time, asking for the police or something. Because I'm like, what the freak is going on? And then her climbing on the freaking
Yes.
ceiling.
And she was like banging her head against the attic door. That was like that was a creepy part. Like I'm just like unnerved. This is way, way too creepy for me. And she was just doing it so dramatically.
I'm trying to figure out how the hell she get into the attic.
Yeah, and I don't know why you calling the police because they're not gonna help.
I had to call somebody.
You got a whole demonic cult of people. They about to come get you.
I need to get something. I was just saying. And then she started cutting her head off that, cutting her neck with that wire.
Oh, I thought she had knives. I didn't know it was a wire, but yeah, that was like she was like floating in the air and she's just and she just kept going faster. And I'm like, you know what? And then the crazy thing is she was still alive and she was in the attic too.
I think they dragged her body up there, but it was floating up there when he landed. He jumped out of the freaking window.
Yeah.
He
And
looked up to see that happen.
sir, I would have jumped out the window a long time ago. Now, who I especially feel bad for is the dad, man. Because like the whole time he's just there, he's trying to be strong for his son, man. But he's realizing like, yo, my wife she's losing it. You know what she thinks she's losing.
Pops.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other creepy part was the whole seance thing and how it was planned from the very beginning, you know, like that lady targeted her. And I thought it was weird. What was her name again? Was it it started with a J, Joanne?
Something like that.
Yeah, audience, don't kill me if I got her name wrong, but I think it was Joanne or whatever. I thought it was weird when the mom was leaving the parking lot for the group that she was in for grieving counseling. I was like, how did she just find her like this? Why is she just in the middle of the way waiting for her? Was she watching her? Because there's no way she should have known that was her. So like I was kind of on edge about her in the beginning. So all my like beliefs kind of came true after that. And she was like, hey, just do this seance. I'm talking to such and such, yada, yada, yada. But the whole time they were really talking to Payman, the demonic entity that they were talking to, which I feel very uncomfortable saying that. Lord, forgive me. But he was just playing on them the whole time. He was hunting them. They were like sheep and she didn't know it. But she was going through so much grief that she wanted to talk to her daughter again.
Places you do not live at. Somewhere in the wilderness in Utah or anywhere in the Northwest.
And Alaska. Shout out to Fourth Kind.
And Alaska. You live in the city area. No, maybe not the city areas. They're just as bad. But, what is it? What else? Another scene that got to me. Yeah, the dad getting burnt was freaking crazy as hell. That was crazy.
Yeah,
definitely. But that, right when he woke up, though, he woke up and went downstairs and saw the burnt body. He looked behind him, see all them people staring back at him.
Yeah.
Naked Packers just scored too. About time. Let's see, go Eagles. They look terrible.
Hey, we gonna get there.
They look horrific right now. But
They young.
still look horrific. Talk about a team who just won the Super Bowl 3-4 years ago. And didn't really do anything with it after that. But anyways, enough about sports ball. But yeah, just seeing all the people, especially I think it was that one naked guy in the corner just smiling at us. I was like, oh hell no. Police.
Why are y'all naked though? Like that's my whole thing. Put some clothes on. Like y'all booty buck naked in this attic, and it's cold outside. Y'all just in here naked worshiping demons.
And the other part of that, he was at school.
Mm,
He started slamming his
yeah.
head on. Yeah, that was freaking crazy too.
Did you notice? So it was like the second part when the part that you're actually talking about when he was in school and he started banging his head against the table, like that little hand gesture he did. I
Yeah.
noticed that hand gesture was the same one that the statue was doing in the attic at the end of the movie.
Yep. Creepy as hell. Creepy.
Yeah, a very creepy movie, but very well written. I'm more so of a fan of movies like this. Now, I'm really not too much into the movies that have a lot of like demonic stuff into it, even though one of my favorite movies is that. But they did a really good job with this one. It wasn't like over the top with the cheap jump scares and all that other stuff. Like it was a slow burn, and I think that's one of the best type of horror movies. Ones that have a story and they got that slow burn. They leave you wondering, asking questions, and it has that shock value. The most important thing, which you said earlier.
Yeah, there was a certain movie that came out earlier this year that seemed like that, but it failed terribly.
Old?
Now, I haven't seen it like that, but I think this the son.
Well, I gave
That's
that
it.
movie away. Sorry.
Oh, the son, but the son that is in this movie, I think he's in that old too.
Yeah, he is. It's the same actor.
Yeah, but I haven't seen that. It didn't look interesting to me because M like Shama la 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 be.
He did
Cool.
exactly what you expected him to do at the end. Like, great movie, but then the end is just.
This is what he does right
We
here.
have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
No, that's 100% me. I got hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, and flat out deceived. You want to know why? Because I bought this movie on demand, as you know, like going through this. I'm not going to say the word, but going through this situation, they got the movies on demand now. So I watched it. What did I pay for it? Like $20, and like it kept my interest, but the end it just fell flat. But the kid, he did a good job in that movie as well. Like he really, really did a good job. He's going to be an up and coming actor too.
Well, that's what he did with freaking the last M. Night Shyamalan movie he released was not Split Glass.
I didn't like Glass at all. Glass was. No. I thought Glass was terrible the whole way through, though.
It had so much potential. Glass had so much potential, and then he threw it away towards the end. He threw it. He was building up towards Bruce Lee and not Bruce Lee. Damn, he building up between Bruce Lee. Sheesh, how did that happen? He must be very good. Bruce Willis, Samuel, and then Professor X, young Professor X, can't think of his name right now. And he's building it up. Then he get outside, they break out of the place, and then just a wet fart towards the end. And then he had the big reveal, which was even more stupider at the end. I'm like, what the hell? I'm standing with my hands out. My hands are going up here, and with my hands I'm asking, is that it?
Trash.
Is this
Absolutely
it?
Trash. And that's a movie that I have not revisited. Usually I'll watch movies a second time. Nope, I didn't do it this time. Did not want to go back to it.
No, I have no desire to watch that movie again. Not again. After what I saw. But he did Glass well. Not Glass, Split. He had a streak going on too. Because before Split, it was the other movie with the female visiting her grandparents that, I'm not going to spoil it, but visiting her grandparents. Remember that movie?
Little Red Riding Hood?
No, it wasn't Little Red Riding Hood.
Wait, the little girl and the little boy?
Was it a little girl? It could have been.
It was like siblings. I think they were visiting their grandparents.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that one? I remember we seen that one. I think we seen that too.
Yeah, I actually went to go. Did I go see that with you, or did I see that with my?
No, you saw it with me. We was both watching it. I was like, wow. A movie he didn't freaking F up. The Visit. That's what it was.
The Visit. I do remember that.
Yeah. It was The Visit. He did After Earth too.
Well, After Earth was terrible too. That's the one with Will
Damn.
Smith, right?
Yeah, that's the one with Will Smith and his son.
Yeah, that movie was bad.
But he had a streak with Devil. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Of course I did. I've
He
seen that
didn't
movie at least 4 times.
he didn't direct it, but he wrote it and produced it. So he started with The Devil. Then he went with After Earth, which was the. Then he had Split. Then he had Visit also, and then all of a sudden he just with Glass. I don't know what he's doing with Old. Did with Old, 'cause I didn't hear too much about Old.
It was forgettable. So like I'll say this, like Old wasn't it wasn't the worst movie. It's just the ending, bro. Like when you actually find out why everything's happening the way it is, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Let's see, let me share this right quick. Just look at see what I'm looking at. Look at his filmography right quick. But yeah, he had everything going for him. I didn't see the first. I don't know what the Wide Awake. I never seen Wide Awake,
I don't think I've seen that either.
but I seen the Sixth Sense. Sixth Sense was decent. I think that's how he got famous.
Classic.
I didn't know he did Stuart Little, but he wrote Stuart Little.
Another classic that I watched so many times as a kid.
And then Unbreakable, which wasn't that bad. It's the first one out of this whole series.
Signs was good.
Signs, I think most people like Signs, and Kathleen Kennedy. That name triggers me. And then he had The Village, which people didn't like. They had Lady in the Water, which people didn't like. And then he started hitting rock bottom with The Happening in the Last Airbender. Have you seen The Happening?
Yeah, dang, that's a rough go for him. That's why I made that sound. But he made a comeback with Devil. I like Devil. It was decent. I give it 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10.
Oh, The Happening was just hilarious. This is probably one of Mark Wahlberg's worst movies.
Yeah, evil grass that's killing people.
Evil grass is killing people, and bad acting by Mark Wahlberg. And I don't know what he was thinking with After Earth. Don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what Will Smith was thinking. Oh, you hear about Will Smith lately?
Yeah, Jada Pinkett got to chill out.
She need her ass whipped, big time. Cause what she doing, the stuff that she pulling right now, it's like, boy, ain't no way. If that was me,
Right.
if I was him, I'll just freaking go bye. I'll just divorce. I wouldn't put up with her.
It's like every month is something. Like she just comes out with this embarrassing thing. What was the most recent thing? I don't, it's hard to love, like be sexual with him or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the newest thing. I'm just like, woman.
Is that why you got into an entanglement with your son's friend?
Yes, that is why.
Talk about lack of accountability out here calling it entanglements. That's actually my Wi-Fi password, by the way.
Entanglements?
Yep.
Wow.
With some other things. And my Wi-Fi name is Central Intelligence Agency. I'm that guy.
Well, at least it wasn't Nigga's Paradise. I was thinking about doing that. Nah, I don't want people to see that. It's the Batcave. I'll take it as that. I was just looking at that M. Night Shyamalan scores. Glass is low on Rotten Tomatoes. 37%.
It was bad.
Yeah, but Old got a higher rating.
Like I said, yeah, Old will definitely. Oh, first off, I enjoyed Old way more than I enjoyed Glass. There wasn't one part of Glass that I hated, that I liked. I hated the movie all the way through. Old, there were parts that kept me curious, but like I said, once you figure out, it's kind of like when you have a horror movie and they show the thing that everybody's scared of, and it doesn't live up to your expectations. That's exactly what happened in Old. But I'll let you watch that for yourself.
I'll eventually see it. Dang, his worst movie is The Last Airbender. But I got a C. The Happening on Cinema Score is a D. Sheesh.
5% on Rotten Tomatoes. Sheesh. And After Earth followed right up behind that with a strong 11%.
But I got a B on Cinema Score. I never saw After. Once they said it was trash, I said, nope, never mind.
Man, they had After Earth in there looking like, you know what? Hold on really quick. They had Will Smith in here looking like this guy. Give me 1 second. Please let me find this. It's been so long. You remember Max Steel?
Yeah, I remember that.
They had Will Smith in there. Look, like that movie reminded me like Max Steel. I don't know why, but you know, Max Steel was my guy as a kid. So
Max Steel, I remember that. So I should go later.
hold on, right quick. Let me send you this picture.
So, what's everybody doing for Halloween? I don't have no clue.
I was actually supposed to go to a Halloween party tonight, but I was like, I actually forgot that I was supposed to go to it, but I was like, I got to do this live stream, so I'm not gonna go.
I probably might start tomorrow, but I hate going on Saturday because I got to work the next day. I probably won't do anything on Saturday. Probably watch Halloween, go to sleep.
Actually, can't wait for this weekend. I am just coming from a PTO stint. I took PTO last week, so it's like my first week back, and it's not bad, but I'm over it.
Have you found it yet?
I don't even know how to send it to you. Let me see.
I don't know. This thing you can share with people. But I don't know how you share within there. Let's see.
I'm gonna email it to you.
Let's see here.
I'm gonna send an attachment. Attach photos from this computer. Here you go. It's on its way.
It's a close game so far. Let's see.
Next game.
No wonder why he had Jada Pinkett Smith freaking producing it too. Zoe Kravitz is in this movie also?
I don't even remember that.
Why is Glenn Morshower always the commander? Talk about stuck in casting.
Check your email.
Which one did she send it to?
Franchise History TV.
That's Gmail then. I get to my Gmail. I hope I have to sign in to get on there. Let's see here. You probably ask, what the freak you guys doing? Don't worry, people.
But yeah, basically, his whole outfit and like his haircut reminded me of that picture that I just sent you. When you see it, you're gonna laugh. If you've already looked at pictures of how he looked in this movie. And yeah, I think this was when Jaden realized acting wasn't his forte, and I think that's when he like, all right, I'm gonna stick to rapping full time.
Being in cars with ASAP Rocky and what's his face? I can't think right now. Tyler the Creator.
Speaking of, I still need to listen to Tyler the Creator's album. I haven't listened to it. So you saw the picture, I see.
Let's see. Yeah, I saw it. I was gonna put it up on the screen, but it won't let me save it. Let's see. I gotta download it just to see it. That's freaking funny.
Let me see if it'll let me share my screen on StreamYard because I have it up. Let me see.
I got it.
Oh, you got it? Cool.
Let's see. So this is what. Get a smaller one. So that's what he looks like right there. That's what you say he looked like right here?
That's exactly who he looks like in that movie. Aaron reminds me of a dork.
I never saw that movie. Once I saw it, I got bad reviews. I was like, nope, not for me.
This is Will Smith in After Earth.
Yep, that's what he looks like. A dork. That's not what I wanted.
That actually low-key looks like, what's that kid's name from Zac Efron? That actual action figure.
Dark ass Zac Efron.
I just got back from his trip from the Bahamas.
Yep. So that's pretty much Hereditary right there, what I felt about it. I think it probably could be on the list of most scariest films of all time, like we did last week. Now I see why it was on that list. But it definitely didn't scare me, but it was definitely creepy as hell and crazy as hell. Now people are talking about, should there be a sequel? You know what my answer is for that? No.
I'm honestly thinking Midsummer is the sequel, and we would know by now though. But I just feel like they're connected.
They probably got that whole universe thing. Oh shoot, never mind. Trying to get some more water. It's too far away. They probably got the whole not connected universe, because I think people are getting tired of connected universes. There's enough of them already.
Yeah.
More likely an Easter egg, but Midsummer reminds me of a certain movie with Nicolas Cage yelling and screaming towards the end of the movie. And I forgot the name of that movie.
I feel like he does that in all his movies.
He does it in every movie, yes. But particularly this movie. I forgot what the name of the movie was called.
That is one actor I've never been fond of, like any of his movies that he's done.
He's comical. He really is.
I think the only movie I like with Nicolas Cage was the one where there was like something that happened where their parents started killing the children. That was a pretty good movie. It was like one of those movies that was bad. It made it good.
Noe?
I'm not sure about that. I don't think it was that though.
The Wicker Man. That's the name of the movie I'm thinking of. He's yelling and screaming, talk about, not the bees! Not the bees! Anything but the bees! That's what Midsummer reminds me of. I seen that movie. That movie is crazy stupid. Just because Nicolas Cage is just yelling and screaming. And then all of a sudden, they decided, oh, we're going to make Nicolas Cage Johnny Blaze and Ghost Rider, which he does more yelling and screaming. So, there's that. But recently, what was the name of the movie he came out? Just watch. Was it Mandy? Mandy. Yeah, it was Mandy. So that's a horror film too. And it's basically him just killing a whole bunch of freaking weird ass cult people. He killed his.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it's on Shudder, but it's him just basically killing a whole bunch of cult people that killed his little girlfriend, old ass looking girlfriend.
Okay, so the movie I was referring to, it came out in 2017. It's called Mom and Dad. It got a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes, 5.5 on IMDb, and 59 score on Metacritic. A score of 59 on Metacritic.
Never heard of it.
It was on Amazon Prime. That's where I watch the majority of my movies.
Somebody told me they didn't like Amazon Prime. It was too confusing to use. I think it was my coworker said it was too confusing to use. I'm like, it's easy to use.
Yeah, I don't know what they're on, but
I guess he didn't like the whole that's hard to watch movies because you got to pay for them.
I mean, not really. There's like a bunch of really good free movies on there.
Let's go Pack. They scored again. Yeah, I was just on Amazon Prime on Monday. There's a whole bunch of movies on, especially horror films on there for free. A whole bunch.
And they're good, like indie horror movies too.
It's not even just horror. There's a whole bunch of freaking big time movies on there for free too. I think the only ones you probably won't see for free for some time will be the ones that just were released, just came out the last few years. But some of the old ones, they're free on there. But I don't know. Person I work with is kind of a goofball anyway. So, kind of a weird one. A weird one from Cleveland. Never met anybody from Cleveland until now. But let's get into our next segment right quick.
Let's do it.
It's a segment that hurts my brain. And I was going back to talking about unintelligent people. Mike Myers, of course. We're talking about Mike Myers. I don't know why it's not making a ticker on the bottom, but we're talking about Mike Myers. As I got right here as my icon right here. Mike Myers is my favorite horror villain.
That picture's unnerving. It make me look like he about to ask me if I got games on my phone. And if I don't, it's gonna be consequences.
Is he my first or second horror icon of all time? He could be first. I think he's tied with Dracula, but he's up there. He's way up there. He deserves to be up there. But now people are coming for him for some odd reason. I don't know why. But let me put this article up on the screen right quick. And it has something to do with the latest release of Halloween Kills, which is a dumbass movie. I'm sorry, people, anybody like it, but that movie just wasn't it. So, everybody's been talking this for the whole entire week. I posted it on Facebook because I thought it was stupid. But here we go. This is an article from TMZ. Psychopathic serial killer Michael Myers might have more issues than his printed for murder. Apparently, the internet is gravely concerned about his bigotry against gay people.
Here we go.
This is actually the thing. The latest iteration of the Masked Madman has been accused by some Twitter truthers of being homophobic for offing a same-sex couple in a new movie, Halloween Kills, which just came out about a week or so, probably now 2 weeks ago.
When does
Here's
it
a
stop?
picture of that scene right there.
Why are you okay? Why are we doing this? The man kills children. He doesn't care who it is. It's a body. You are killing art.
Let me continue reading this right quick, because I'm about to say something I'm about to just say something. Granted, some of these tweets were likely done in jest, but it's hard to tell who means what. You know what? That's the thing I read about it, though. Could it be just a troll job at this point?
But people are going to take it and run with it, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Troll job or not, people will run with this because people are that dumb. But point is, people have written the words, which is sort of outrageous in itself. One person jokingly writes, Halloween Kills was so good, but why did Michael have to kill that one gay couple? Michael Myers. Yeah. Michael Myers
over
is
here.
I know.
You sound like Kendrick Perkins trying to say Moses Moody, Mosey Moody.
Michael Myers is homophobic confirmed. If you haven't seen yet, there's a middle-aged gay couple depicted for a good portion of the flick who are now living in Myers' childhood home. He eventually breaks and murks both of them. Yeah, very good journalism, murks. Both of them pretty brutal fashion. In the end, Michael Myers lays their bodies next to each other. I'm not going to read the rest of this. What? Wait, what? Now they're going totally different when they talk about Chucky. What are we talking about Chucky now? Take Chucky the Killer Doll, for example, who got a new series. Have you seen that yet?
No.
All right.
I'm not a fan of the new Kim Kardashian Chucky.
You know what? Child's Play was a decent movie. The first one.
Mm-hmm.
You ever see that meme? Talk about black people don't say the real name to the movie horror film. They just call it Chucky. You don't see Chucky. Not saying child's play.
First off, this is news to me because I've always called it Chucky. Like, I haven't heard Child's Play in forever. Like, wasn't that a Destiny Child's album or something like
I don't
that?
know. I don't have no clue. But for that, sound like Will Ferrell trying to speak in the beginning of his new segments in Anchorman.
Trying to get ready.
Yeah, trying to get ready. Who got a new series out where he acknowledges a child of his who's gender fluid? Yes, that's canon. What? Many in the LBG community praised the showrunners for including it in the storyline and for Chucky showing empathy to it. These people have way too much power over stuff these days. All right, let's dig into this right quick.
Are you going into a Peter Griffin? You know what really grinds my gears? All I'll say is this. I'll say this one thing, right? Like, and I want people to realize this, and I say this from a good place. Like, as far as like the lifestyle that people choose to live, we're going to precept this first. We do not care. Whatever you decide to do, that is on you. But I think there has to be a line drawn when people are not able to have art, or they're not able to create things with being criticized or deemed as homophobic or transphobic or like all these other things. It's a little bit much when it steps into when you're trying to place things that are happening in reality in a world that doesn't really exist. Like, it's a movie, it's a fictitious world. And I really don't believe that there was any ill intentions by that scene being in the movie or anything like that. But of course, you got people that feel the same way. And, you know, you'll have other minority groups that will kind of say some of the same things like, hey, why is the black guy always got to die in movies and stuff like that? But it's just like, there's nothing to it. It's a movie. It's fictitious. It's fake. That's my TED Talk.
Oh, don't forget there was a black couple killed in this movie too, very brutally too.
Yeah,
Nobody said anything about them.
Yeah, I think there was like a black woman killed in the other one too. But first off, I need to see this movie because I need to know if Jamie Lee Curtis finally got rid of this dude.
There's gonna be another one. I tell you this, Jamie Lee Curtis didn't do anything in this film. She was stuck in a hospital for most of it.
Well, but I'll let you get your 2 cents off on this article here.
Troll job or not, like I said, you know, you have Twitter idiots run with this and then trying to make a big deal about it, which they did towards the week. Michael Myers kills who he feels he needs to kill, which is pretty much everybody and anybody. He has no preference. If you in his way and he got that knife in his hand or any weapon in his hand, he will kill you.
The man kills children.
He don't care, man, woman, child, gay, Indian, Mexican, black. He don't care. He killing all y'all. As long as you breathing, that's a problem for him. Now the question is, what is he? After this movie, we don't really know what he is. He's just pure evil inside a body. We don't know. Are we gonna find that out in the Halloween ends? I have no clue. I think by now, when it comes to the whole Halloween franchise, no, I'll get to that later when we get there next. But this is probably, like I said, troll job or not, it's stupid because you know how people are just gonna take it and run with it. So that's all I gotta say about it. It's probably the most dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. That's pretty much it. Dumbest thing I ever heard. Just let art be art. Stop trying to regulate it. Stop trying to freaking hissy fit every time you don't see it your way.
So I think Dave Chappelle handled this situation really wonderfully with his last stand-up comedy. I don't know if you've seen it, but one of the things Dave Chappelle said about the LBGT community and things like that is he's never had a problem with their community. He doesn't hate them. In fact, like one of his best friends was transgender, and if you watch that comedy, you'll get to hear that story. But basically, what he was saying is you got to let like art be art, and secondly, it's kind of like I'm gonna be careful since we're on YouTube. I don't want to say anything that'll get me canceled, but for agreeing with Dave Chappelle. But what I would say is, if Steven, like if you want to hear somebody express their thoughts about what's been going on in this situation, I think you should watch that stand up, because he handled it very well and eloquently, and he addressed it too, because people tried to cancel him after his whole recent comedy special, and he addressed it again. So I think you should look at that. But you got to stop killing people's art. That's basically what Dave Chappelle said as well.
Gotta stop killing people's art. That means stand up too, because everybody gets roasted in stand up. I don't see why we gotta continue on with this freaking tissue paper society that we go on. It's annoying.
Yeah, and I just think that people, I just think like people are becoming more aware of how certain things impact people emotionally, and I definitely understand that. But ultimately, we all have a responsibility to police ourselves and the things that we allow and watch. If something makes you uncomfortable, don't watch it. If you don't like what people are saying, don't listen. You don't have to. Their truth doesn't have to be your truth.
Yeah, if you don't like it, move on. Do something else. Stop trying to freaking regulate on what people are doing.
Right. As long as people have their rights, and they have their freedoms in this country, amongst other things, and they're not being, tormented, which I know these things do happen. I think we should be in a good space. We still got some work to do. Don't get me wrong. There's some things out there that need to be corrected. But let us enjoy art. That's it. That's my TED Talks. I'm done this time.
Man. Looking at everybody else, there's a lot of people streaming right now. Just looking at ours right quick. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Let Mike Myers kill his people. Eventually, Mike Myers has had to go down. Hopefully, Hollywood ends. If he does not go down and Hollywood ends, I'm going to have to do it myself.
I'm stepping in. I'm bringing me and my whole platoon from the Army. No matter how out of shape we are at this point, almost 10 years removed from our service. Michael Myers, Moody Moses, whatever his name is, he catching these hands.
Sure, you don't need more hands. You might just need a tank this time, because they put hands on
Yeah, for real. Like, we already knew this. This man survived a burning building. He just sat there like there wasn't fire consuming him. Like, sir, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, he did. And then he took out a whole bunch of firemen.
Right, and that's another thing. Why was there no outrage for the firemen? Nobody hates firemen. Everybody loves firemen, and this man bodied firemen.
Because the firemen were white. That's why. Just say.
I'm gonna let that one be. Next topic.
Oh, that's true. Oh, no, that's true. But I'm just saying, it's like, why was no outrage for the black people he killed? The black couple. It's weird. It's weird what they can be outraged over. But at least into our next segment. Now, before this stream began, I told my co-host to get 3 of his favorite horror films. I wanted to know his 3 favorite horror films of all time. And he's going to know my 3. And maybe one of his favorite, maybe we're going to add another one onto this. His favorite horror icon. It don't matter if it's the hero. It don't matter if it's the villain. So that's the next segment we're going. Now let me stop sharing this real quick. Stop sharing it. So, best horror film. 3 of them. Go.
It's very hard to narrow it down to 3. So I did 4, but and I'm not saying these are like box office films that made tons of money and they were just amazing movies. These are my favorite movies. And one, it would be the very first Conjuring, Darkness Falls, Hereditary, and then The Night Eats the World. I don't think a lot of people know about that movie, but I think that's at the very top of my list.
Night Eats the World? I never heard of that one.
So The Night Eats the World, it came out in 2018. It's a French zombie movie. And who is it directed by? Dominique Rocher. But basically, it takes a cool little turn on the zombie apocalypse, or having a zombie apocalypse. And I love the way that they did the movie. It kept me intrigued the entire time from literally the moment that it started. I was immersed with this movie. I was kind of in love with it. But it's a wonderful movie. Another movie that you can find on Amazon Prime. Jeff Bezos, you should give me a sponsorship at this point because I've said this a million times by now. But yeah, I love The Night Eats the World. It was a really great movie.
Lex Luthor ain't gonna do that for you.
Not Lex Luthor. Hey, he might. You never know. You never know.
All right. Favorite horror icon?
I don't think I've ever had a favorite horror icon, but I would say it's like a hard choice to pick. Mm,
Come on.
I probably have to say Leprechaun in the Hood.
So you saying the Leprechaun?
Yeah, I think the Leprechaun's my favorite horror icon just because he's the funniest. Like, yeah, I have to go with the Leprechaun.
Getting burnt with a heating pad?
Yeah, got to go with the Leprechaun on that one. So that's an easy choice.
My shillings, my shillings.
Always talk about them shillings, man.
My pot of gold. Is he on this? Let me see. Is he even on this thing right now? Is he on here?
I don't know if they not, but they got to put some respect on his name, and I ain't going to say it no more.
I don't think he's on here. He might be on here somewhere. Somewhere hitting on here. All right. Here's my. This one was a very hard one to pick. Because I know some of these movies, some people don't consider to be horror films, but I consider to be horror films. If you got a mummy in it, should it be a horror film? A mummy sucking people dry?
If we're talking about the Mummy that came out when we were kids, I mean, I could guess so. Like, it was scary to me when I was a kid.
It's not on the list, though. It's very close. You know, it's an audible mention. The Mummy, 1999, starring Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. It's an honorable mention.
Very valid honorable mention because I was terrified as a child.
I have a review coming on that movie on Sunday, on Halloween. I won't talk too much about it, but we do not have movies like that no more. They're gone. Mummy 2017, it failed badly. I don't know what the hell that was. Still don't know what that was. Tom Cruise, I'm glad that Universal decided to drop that because it wasn't working. But they gave us Invisible Man, which wasn't that bad.
That was a good movie. I forgot all about Invisible Man.
Wasn't that bad. I got kind of skeptical about Invisible Man because he was talking about man being abusive to his wife. You know how that goes these days. Man's evil. Man do everything evil these days. But it was very well done.
Well, he was evil and he deserved what he got.
Yeah, he was an evil son of you know what.
This man was out here hitting children with all his might.
The only thing I didn't like about it, I wouldn't say I didn't like about it, but I was kind of like, was the suit that he was in to go invisible. I'm like, that's too superheroish right there.
Little Miles Morales-ish.
But other than that, it was a fine movie. He made her feel like she was going crazy. Just made her go absolute insane. Now, when it comes to the whole Invisible Man franchise, I don't know, is that the best one out of all of them? It's probably up there.
There's more.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. You can go on Peacock. You got all of them on there. But I just got the first one ever made, which is it's not even scary. It's quite comical. But I will mention The Mummy 1999. Hopefully they can try to do Mummy again and don't do it stupidly this time. Just make a movie. Start trying to
and
make
don't
a
put
freaking
Tom Cruise
movie.
in it. Why was he even a casting option?
Like Family Guy said, Tom Cruise is just going around from his you-know-what thoughts.
I don't think I've seen that episode, but that's funny.
Yeah, it's Family Guy. It's an older one. So, Mummy, 1999 honorable mention. Now, this is when it gets kind of hard. I think I got movies that kind of span throughout the decades. Dracula 1931. That's one of them. It's a black and white film. Not the first vampire film. Not the first film based on Dracula. Starring Bela Lugosi, of course, which I don't even think is on this background for some reason. But that movie, for its time, and it kind of got Universal up out of its bad times that it was having for an early company. But that movie is just something about that movie I watch every year during October. It's slow, it's black and white, but it's still spooky, especially in the beginning when we first come into contact with Dracula, because that motherfucker Bela Lugosi was looking creepy as hell. Now, people might say other Dracula films are better, like Bram Stoker's Dracula with Gary Oldman. I'm not a big fan of that one, with Gary Oldman and Keanu. Some people might like Christopher Lee's Dracula, which was part of the Hammer films, which was pretty much like Warner Brothers stuff. And then he has some other Dracula films. But Dracula is another one. Probably a second one of mine is the icon on the screen you see right now, well, Halloween. Michael Myers. The first Halloween. Now, I'm not going to get into much after the Halloween, but the first Halloween is a perfect movie. Perfect slasher movie. Probably one of the greatest horror films of all time. The soundtrack is decent. The acting's decent. And Michael Myers is just a guy with a knife, but he gets the stuff done when it comes to killing people, unfortunately. It's just sad to see. Well, you haven't seen Halloween Kills yet, right?
Nope.
Well, they kind of what they call it? I'm just gonna say rewrite for now, but they kind of rewrite the ending to the original Halloween. And the Halloween Kills, which kind of pissed me off because that's not how it ended. The original Halloween ended with Michael Myers on the ground looking like he's dead, getting shot by Loomis, and then Loomis looks back outside and Michael's gone. And you hear Michael's breathing through his mask throughout the whole entire neighborhood, which is creepy.
Very.
You don't get that with Halloween Kills. Just totally rewrites that altogether, which is stupid. I'm not going to say too much about it. Now, this last one is very hard. When it comes to, I try to look at the modern horror. There's not many modern horrors I really like. But when it comes to just horror films, I think most horror films are done a little bit better during the 80s because they came out of nowhere. But Friday the 13th has to be on this list. The original Friday the 13th.
Oh, I'm thinking of something. I completely missed something. I'd like to replace Darkness Falls with the original Candyman, actually.
Well, did you see the new Candyman?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you think about it?
It was okay. It wasn't as creepy. I prefer the first one.
I think they kind of redid some stuff with that one also.
Yeah.
I don't know what's with Hollywood trying to rewrite or redo stuff. Like, this is what Hollywood's doing a lot lately. They done this with Terminator, and they done it with Candyman and Halloween. They like to, because three of these, Candyman, I don't think it has that many sequels, but Halloween and Terminator do. They like to erase what came after the first one or the second one. In the case of Terminator 2, they erased everything that came after Terminator 2. And then with Halloween, they erased everything that came after Halloween, the first Halloween. And then try to replace it with a newer movie, which they're doing now, which doesn't exactly connect too well.
Well, yeah, I think like my whole thoughts on that is, I mean, it's kind of like, it's with anything that you do creatively, right? Like you want it to be your vision. You want it to be different than what's already out, or it basically would be plagiarism, in a sense. Now, I'm not saying that's the case for this, but I'm just trying to like put it into context. So I just think people are trying to get their vision out, because it is art. So they want the story to be told in a different way. But the good thing is we could always go back to those old movies that we love and watch them. But I agree to an extent.
I think as far as the Terminator series is concerned, 1 is all right. 2 is the best one. 3, which is Rise of the Machines, People crap on that one. I know why they crap on that one, because it kind of undid what happened in the second one. But as a standalone movie, it's not that bad. Same thing with Terminator Salvation. Then after we get past Terminator Salvation, we get crazy. Stupidly crazy. With Genesis, and then Dark Fart we're not going to talk about. But when it comes to the Halloween, depending on how this ends, well, Halloween ends, I'm still going to watch Halloween 2 and so on, so on. Now that I've seen all the Halloween, because I didn't see Season of the Witch, which has nothing to do with Michael Myers, I think when it comes to the best Halloween films in that whole franchise, of course, the first one is on top. Then probably the second one. And then the fourth one is not that bad at all. I don't know if you've seen all the Halloweens.
Nope, I have not. I saw the very first one. What was it, 1979?
8.
78. Yeah, I've seen that one, and then I've seen the most recent one before Halloween Kills.
So Halloween 2018. You
Yeah.
see the one with Busta Rhymes in it?
I'm pretty sure I have, actually.
I know you probably have, because that was so after, I think when it comes to after Halloween 4, because Halloween 4 is not that bad, it kind of gets kind of sketchy, because it's too many timelines with the Halloween franchise now. There's way too many of them, and it's too much confusion. Laurie Strode had a daughter and all. It's a whole bunch of stuff just going on. It just confuses the hell out of me. And then I think they was trying to rewrite that with Halloween 2018 and the recent one. I think they're just trying to streamline it more, but because they got kind of crazy with the Halloween series, especially when it got to the 90s. Because you got 5, 6, and then H2O and Resurrection. It's just like, God. And then you had the Rob Zombie ones, which were terrible. You ever seen those?
Nah.
No, you don't need to. I tried to watch the first Rob Zombie Halloween, and I fell asleep on that. It was quite boring. It was stupid. And they try to make Michael a sympathetic character. Like, you know, they want you to make him feel bad for it, but it's like, no, Michael's just freaking evil. Just leave it as that.
Yeah, basically.
Just leave it as that. And I think they want to keep doing that. But favorite horror icon? Of course, Michael Myers. With a close second with Dracula behind there. And they probably could say Jason too, because Jason's pretty thugging too.
I think Leprechaun body everybody.
I don't know about that.
Leprechaun got magic.
Yeah, but
and you better not find out you stole one of his shillings.
you can't steal the shillings. If you don't steal the shillings, you be good.
Facts.
But when it comes, oh man, I can't believe I forgot about this one. It's another honorable mention. I'm staring right at it right now. It's at the top of the screen. Jaws.
Jaws is not a horror movie.
Jaws is a horror film. This is a debate now. Is Jaws a horror film? I think it is. You know what makes it a horror film? People are dead. People are eaten. People were scared to go in the water in 1975. Still is probably to this day. It's against sharks now. People are killing sharks just for the hell of it.
Because of this movie, people have like the like this horrible perception about sharks too. Sharks don't even like bothering people, bro. They're like more scared of you. They're just coming to test you out. But Jaws got people out here freaking out. You didn't even want to get in the bathtub after you seen Jaws.
I sure didn't. People know about that on this channel. They see my video about Jaws when I was doing a retrospective last year for the 45th anniversary of it. They know I don't like being in that tub when I was little. But Jaws, I think it is a horror film. I think it's an animal horror film because they count Anaconda as being a horror film.
I guess so, because some people consider Cujo a horror film, so you could look at it in that regards.
But the biggest question is Jurassic Park a horror film?
No.
Mm.
I'm just against the whole classification of animals like being as a horror film. Like, it's because it's like, I don't know, it's like change. It's like being a revisionist. Like it came out as an action film, in a sense. I kind of want to keep it that way.
It's more of a adventure film.
It's a thriller.
But I don't think. Yeah, you can. Cause I think another freaking classification for being a horror film, you gotta dress like the characters from Halloween. I mean, dress like the characters from that film for Halloween. And I'm trying to think. You can't dress like a dinosaur. Maybe you can.
So let's look at what classifies a film as a horror film. Most importantly, can we get the definition on that?
All right, we can go look at that now. Let's see. I can get on my share screen right quick. What makes a film a horror film? Because horror films have huge genres, you know. Let's see here. Share. See if I can look for it. Michael Myers. What is a horror film? What's the definition? So, according to the encyclopedia, horror film motion picture calculated to cause intense repugnance, fear, or dread. Horror films may incorporate instances of physical violence, psychological terror. There may be studies of deformed, disturbed, psychotic, or evil characters, stories of terrifying monsters, or just evil-ass animals, or mystery thrillers that use the atmosphere to build suspense. So,
There we have it.
there you have it. So, I guess you could include Jurassic Park being a horror film. Same thing with Jaws. But I think it's Jurassic Park and Jaws is more of the horror adventure type film.
What do they classify Jurassic Park as?
Let me see what they do.
And another question is, why are people trying to reclassify genres of films that have been out for 30 years plus?
Split is on this list. Spell Jurassic. It's Jurassic Park Disney. People will slap you for that one. I don't think Split. I guess Split could be a horror film. It was settled to be a horror film. According to Game Rat. Let's see here. I was actually gonna make a single video for this. I guess I'll talk about it now. So Jurassic Park considered a horror film or horror movie. Jurassic Park fits all the paper definitions of a horror movie, but it's not generally thought as one because of its tone and target audience, which is true.
Right.
Because it is PG-13.
Right.
But
Exactly. That was my next thing is like, how is it rated? Because most horror films, they're going to be rated R.
But also, it was coming. Actually, when they was making it, it was very, very close to becoming rated R. Because you think some of those deaths that you see in the movie now? Oh, no. They was going to be amped up.
Well, in today's desensitized society,
This
them
was
deaths
92, 93.
Yeah. So things were a little bit different on how they rated stuff back then versus now. But yeah, it's just, again, the overall tone of the movie, it just doesn't, give you that horror vibe. So I think that's like a very important part. So it keeps me.
But also,
I think my neighbor just
saying,
like rail upstairs. I don't know what they're doing.
But the target audience was kids. That's what they was trying to do when they first was making the movie. It's trying to aiming at kids because with toy sales you get a lot of money. But let's get into this article. Most film fans are probably familiar with Steven Spielberg's 1993 classic Jurassic Park. We know the film was based on Michael Crichton's 1999 novel of the same name. Follows a group of scientists who are invited to explore a not yet open wildlife park. What?
Give me
the frick is this thing doing?
Give me 1 second. I gotta call. Give me 1 second. I gotta give me 1 second.
Wait. Let's see.
Hey, check your phone really quick.
Let's see. I didn't know the thing wasn't on the screen. What the hell? I don't know. As we wait. As we wait.
All right. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
That was strange.
I hear it all the time. But where was I? So yeah, they go create wildlife park created by an elderly rich man whose dinosaurs are no longer What the Packers just do? Wow, they are beating up the Cardinals. But anyway, are available to view and study. Unfortunately, things don't go according to plan. The dinosaurs are set loose, putting everyone in danger. So, according to IBDM or IMDb, as action, they classify as action, adventure, science fiction. But discussions of the horror and film communities have been debating is Jurassic Park a horror movie? Turns out some pretty compelling arguments for both sides. So we're gonna see what they say. Let me dig down to this right quick. Can they have a list of it? Okay, all right, here they go. Most film fans know what to expect from a horror film. I never can pronounce that word. Can you?
What's that?
Right here.
I don't know, macabre, or something like that. I don't know.
Macabre. Duh. A macabre
Yeah.
story designed to elicit a sense of fear or dread in an audience, which does happen. This leads into the most used argument for classifying Jurassic Park as a horror movie, and both its concept and plot are very scary, which I just said. This, of course, is true. One can't really argue the concept of first scientists bringing dinosaurs to life again. Second, as going horribly wrong and dinosaurs running around killing people is very scary. You know what Jurassic Park kind of derived from, or kind of spawned from, you know? If you think about it. Frankenstein.
What's that?
Frankenstein.
Definitely. Most definitely.
Because you got to think, yeah. A scientist brings back a dead person body parts, bring it back, doesn't go right, goes horribly wrong, and is running around killing people. Not for everyone, but for many, all it takes to make a horror film is for it to be scary, which is true. The scene where the kids are hiding in the kitchen, dinosaurs seems to be hunting them, absolutely terrifying. Spielberg himself wouldn't let his children watch it, saying it was too intense. Damn you, Spielberg! You got us sitting here watching that at 6 years old.
Don't care about you.
Hell, I know you care. You care about the kid. Don't care about you. You know how the rich and elite are. Another case for classifying Jurassic Park as a horror involves comparing it to other films in similar genre, which comes back to Jaws. Jaws is another film that majority of cinephiles were very known as a staple of the horror genre. It's about a great white shark that begins attacking vacationers at a popular beach town. Slightly different from Jurassic Park, notably lacking the science fiction elements, but both creature features are similarly shot and directed. A creature feature genre as a whole, which Jurassic Park should fall under, is commonly thought as a subgenre of horror. Bingo! I rest my case.
It's up to the individual because I call cap. I just I've never looked at Jurassic Park that way.
Cap on that?
Yeah, but I understand why people would see it as a horror film, but it's just like an action sci-fi movie for me. Because I don't think I was that scared of Jurassic Park as a kid.
But now here's your part of your part.
So, because like
which you can probably take.
Because are we gonna say Godzilla is a horror movie? No, Godzilla '99.
You know what? If you look on HBO Max, why is a whole bunch of Godzilla films under horror too? Which is funny.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
I think when the first yeah, you have to look that up. I think when the first one came out, it was said to be a horror film because it was based on the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombing.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of that going on, and that's what the creators kind of had in mind when they first came out with the first Godzilla. Packers about to run away to this game. I think it has to be under horror. It has to be. I think so. I'm sorry.
This cap.
The hell? I don't know. I didn't know we had comments. Anyone's still alive? I think when you disappear from it, I think we had somebody on there. Oopsies. But I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up at right there.
Good place to wrap it up.
I think that is because I got some things going on around me right now. I have to take care of all of a sudden. But yeah, I think Jurassic Park is a horror film. It's not the top on my list, but you know what? I don't have to say it is. I'm not even gonna
I don't know,
say it.
man, because what I'm hearing right now is you know, I don't know, man. I'm just not rocking with it. I'm just not rocking with it.
Interesting. With all that being said, I guess, because I do have to go. Like to stream on the playback, people.
And shout out to Stupid Gaming, by the way, in the comment section.
We were here, Stupid Gaming. We never left. We had technical difficulties for a minute. So that's what happened when you thought nobody was here. But I think this is pretty much the end of the show for here. It's been a good month for horror films. Next year, I don't know how I'm going to do it. Oh, this year was different from last year. Last year, I just did a couple of videos, and that was it. This year, I made it a whole live streaming thing, which leads to my next point for November. Will I continue to live stream like this? I think I might. Mainly because of the time issues, and I don't like making a whole bunch of videos because I don't have the time for it. I think I might make certain videos, but we shall see. Speaking of videos, I have a Mummy, The Mummy 1999, and The Mummy Returns, along with some bonuses, The Scorpion King, and The Mummy 2017 reviews coming out on the day of Halloween. So you should look out for that. Tomorrow, I have my whole adventure at Universal Studios Halloween Horror coming out, so that should be fun to see. Very interesting. You have anything coming out on your channel?
Yeah, I just got done actually doing that. So this weekend we're going to be streaming Red Dead Redemption. And then November 30th, we got a game called Prop Night coming out. It's a multiplayer game, and the big one that everybody's waiting for, December 8th, we got Halo playthrough coming on. So we're gonna be doing that. And then December 14th, we got some Among Us gameplay as well.
Not bad. So if you didn't get what Kyrie's is over here, he's a gaming channel. I tried again on the gaming stuff. Like I said, time is a matter of an issue for me right now. So
That's why I made it into a channel.
I know. Because I was trying to do the same thing on Twitch, but I was like, I can't do Twitch right now.
It's an expensive hobby, I will say that, because it took me a lot to get, like, I'm not even done with all my equipment, but it took me a lot to like get the equipment I needed to put this together. So the last thing is just probably getting a new microphone.
Yeah, it's the equipment. That's the next thing I wanted to do, because the desk I'm at right now, it needs to be bigger. It's too small. I feel claustrophobic.
Yep.
And if I'm going to do more live streaming, I need more room and a new camera. Because actually, I have a webcam right now, but I don't like it. It's too blurry. Cause I easily could have been on a webcam right now, but his motherfucker's just way too blurry. And also, I need a new background, because I don't like my background either right now. So,
Hey man, I got you. I'm the aesthetic king. Let me know what you want to do, and I'll hook you up.
we will. But like I said, I'm deciding should I do more live streaming, mainly more of the certain topic that's going on in entertainment. Going back to doing that, just make it just one show, just one per week. Instead of just trying to do multiple videos. I think that's what I'm getting burnt out at. Hopefully that'll be a little bit better than just trying to do videos each day. And if I want to talk about a single topic, just basically cut and paste, like most people do anyway, a segment. So I think that's it. Franchise History TV, and he's
out of there.
We out of here, people. We're going to finish watching this football game because it's kind of being a distraction right now. But yes, anyways, like, share, comment, do all that good stuff. Like the stream. I'm out of here. I'm Franchise History TV, and this is Gaming with Kyrie's. We out. Bye.
Bye.
.com.